The problem is we can't know that they're going to be mild. We hope, my God, we hope that they will be. And given that vast swathes of our population are double jabbed, much more so than in South Africa, we hope that that's going to be one of the ways in which they are mild. But we don't know. And so the most cautionary thing to do is to make sure that hospitals are not overwhelmed if it's not mild. And so we put in these measures. Do you think that's a reasonable response?
Well, that's a reasonable response. But, after 4 weeks, this is now our 4th week, there's no reason why you can't trust us when we say to you it's mild disease. We're not saying that there will be sick patients. That's not what we're saying. We say the majority is mild. There's no need to hospitalize any of these mild cases. There's really no need. And these patients recover within about 5 days. Whether you are a child, whether you are 80 years of age, whether you've been vaccinated, whether you have not been vaccinated, whether you have suffer from mild diseases, other comorbidities, this is what we see. This is the real life. This is the real experience that we are having. And if we have seen that there are really severe diseases and cytokine storms, everyone was afraid that might happen 2 to 3 weeks later. Well, in primary healthcare, we passed that 3 weeks and we haven't seen it. Again, highly contagious. Yes, you can have 1 million cases. You can have even more than that because it's highly contagious. But the severity of the disease is not Delta. It is mild disease. And yes, you will get people that's going to be sick, but it will be the minority. Our ICUs at this stage is not full. Our hospitals, public sector hospitals, 1 or 2 of the hospitals say that they are seeing an increase, but they don't have a lot of beds. Primarily COVID-19, as we have seen with Delta, after, and I've said this before, between day 5 and day 7, we had to see the patients back because the cytokine storm normally happens about from day 10, and we had to prepare for that. That is not happening.
Just finally, what restrictions have been brought in or are currently in place in South Africa that might mitigate the spread of Omicron or Delta or any other form of COVID?
We didn't really, we're still at lockdown level 1. We still at.
What does that mean?
Nothing. It still means that in public spaces, if you want to go to big outdoors, matches, rugby or something like that, 2,500 indoors. I think it's 250. I can't even remember what is indoors. And then mask, the normal mask wearing. And then the curfew from between 11 o'clock at night till 5 o'clock in the next day. That's nothing happened. And you see our numbers are in Gauteng coming down. The curve is also in Gauteng, not so steep anymore. It, however, did spread to the other provinces. But again, it's mild disease. You can speak with our specialists in the hospitals, in private sector, public sector. You will hear the same story.